Hi guys, School here, and this is Jeff, my character. Right, Jeff? Right. This is my first look video of Motortown Behind the Wheel. It's an indie driving game. It came out end of December 21, about 17th of December, I think it was, 2021. Quietly released on Steam, and it started to gain some traction. I thought it deserved a first look video because, well, for an indie game, I think one guy developing it's a lot of fun, actually. It's quite addictive, has very good reviews on Steam, and I can see why. I've been playing it, been streaming it on Twitch all over the weekend, and thought I'd bring it to you guys on YouTube and tell you what it's about. So, basically, this is the map, which I think is a real island down in, don't quote me on this, an island off Korea, maybe? I don't know. One of the East Asian type islands, but I think it's a real island. This is the only island in the map, by the way, but there's quite a bit of drivability here, and the map detail is pretty decent. Like I say, for a one-man band, this is quite a fun game. You're probably asking, what the heck do you do in this? What is the point of the game? It's about driving, and it's quite, in the way that GTA kind of lets you do different things, it's a little bit like that. In that you can jump into different vehicles, you can drive those trucks like that Kenworth style. You can go truck driving, do deliveries in trucks. You can take these cement mix trucks, you can drive them, get paid. Kind of like a blend of ETS in that sense. But unlike ETS, obviously you've got a character, you can move around the map. You can do taxi runs, so here's a taxi that I've got. You can take any of these trucks here. As you can see, they've got a price over them. You can either jump into them and do a job and they'll take a cut, or you can rent them and then they're basically, you pay like a rate every 10 minutes, it deducts money for rent, or you can outright buy them and then there's no deductions at all. But of course you do then have to repair them. Funny thing about the game though is there's a tuning shop and you can take vehicles in there and get them tuned or repaired. So you can actually soup things up, which is quite interesting. Anyway, so your character has multiple XP levels up at the top here. Like I said, this is Jeff. I've been playing him for a little bit, so we've got a bit of money going. You start with no money, by the way, so it's quite funny. So this is your driver experience. This is your overall driving experience. Level 30 seems to be a key level. There's quite a few things that are locked behind level 30 driving, so I'm almost at that now. This is my taxi driving level. This is currently on level 3. We'll do some taxi runs in a second. I'll show you that. And then we've got my bus level, which is driving buses. Could be school buses, could be just general passenger buses. They're quite fun. They're quite lucrative, the bus runs. Truck runs, you start off with like a small pickup truck and things and work your way up to articulated things. I'll show you that later. And then this is your racing. So there's various tracks on the map itself. If I can find one, I think there's one. There's one. There's an oval there that you can go to, and you can take vehicles and just blast them around the racetrack. There's a speedway there. Look, it's quite funny. It's even got go-karts as well. It's got a go-kart track there. Here's the thing about this game: you can have up to 10 people multiplayer, so you can spawn a session, and all your friends can join you in the same session, which is kind of cool. Or you can just drive it solo and just put the radio on, play some music, whatever, and just go driving for the fun of it. Currently, you're probably thinking to yourself, does it actually support a controller? Yes, I'm using an Xbox controller right now. You can see on the right there, press up on the D-pad to drive. Does it support a steering wheel? Yes. It definitely supports Logitech G29 and 920. Oh, there's the police, by the way. Oh, by the way, the police do chase you GTA style for, I don't know what he's doing right now. But if you cross over right yellow lines here, if you jump red lights, if you go speeding, the police can and will chase you. So beware of that. And they'll find you when they basically arrest you and find you. There's the bus stops. You can pick up passengers in the buses. I don't know what he's doing right now. But yes, Logitech definitely supported. Other wheels, not sure, probably. But there's no guarantees. Did you see that Porsche we just passed as well? So that policeman's gone a bit bonkers. Anyway, so let's... Let me... I don't want to get a ticket off this guy. I'm going to go and find a taxi pickup. You can see on the minimap bottom left... on the minimap bottom left, you can see a little thumb symbol. They're hitchhikers. They're not taxi pickups. These people here, you can pick them up, and they'll ask you... Let me just show you. They'll ask you to go to a random destination, and you get XP. So if we're here on the map, and they want to go to, is it there? And if you do that, you'll get driver XP, but they won't pay you. Now, I would like to be able to combo things. I'd like to be able to do a taxi run and combo a hitchhiker, but they won't let you do that. Anyway, so the symbol over there, see the taxi symbol in the distance? Let's go and grab that person. I'll show you what the taxi run looks like. We'll talk about the driving. So, at the moment, I'm using the Xbox controller. If I press right bumper, it changes view. There's 4 views, effectively. There's the distant third person. There's the first person. Then there's the first person without any bodywork, which is an interesting one. And then there's a close third person. So you've got 4 choices in that sense. On the right there, it does show you the controls. So if you do left on the D-pad, it puts the indicators on, right on the D-pad, and so on. You've got lights that you can put on. You'll see that at night. There is a day-night cycle. You can choose how long the day-night cycle runs. Press A on, and it'll put the parking brake on. So if I press up on the D-pad, it'll say, I need to go somewhere. It doesn't show you on the map. It just says somewhere. And then 7.5 kilometers, it'll pay you 1,300. Requirement comfort. Right.
Thank you.
So I'll show you what that means. And I've just picked up a police wanted level. Top left there, you see it. So the police are after me as well, which is great. I'm not really sure what I've done. But now the police are trying to chase me down whilst I'm driving a passenger who requires comfort. So this is going to be interesting. So on the right, just above the speedo, it says left bumper plus B for comfort. If I press left bumper and B, it changes to sport mode. Now what happens in sport mode is whatever vehicle you're in, it now more aggressively goes through the rev range and will overheat the engine. So just left of the speedo, I'm trying to show you where things are whilst driving the car. Just left of the speedo, you've got the fuel tank. It's showing you the fuel burn, and then you've got the engine sort of water temperature. If that gets too hot, you'll start seeing steam come from the vehicle, and ultimately the vehicle will just stop. In the middle at the bottom of the screen is the passenger, because the passenger wants comfortable ride. So if I'm putting too much G-force, they're not getting the comfort requirements. So in other words, this passenger doesn't want us to drive with comfort mode on. They just want to be driven comfortably. So I can still do sport, but as long as I don't, take the corners too aggressively or drive off a hill or something, then they're going to be okay with that. Meanwhile, we're starting to lose the police because you can see the symbol top right there. It's kind of like GTA in that they de-aggro as you get further away. And if you drive into the middle of the field, they quite often lose you. Or if you just get out the car, hide behind a building, and you can lose the cops that way. So what else can I tell you? So obviously you've got your speed there. Speed limit's 70. So if you break the speed limit, that's how you get the cops on you. Oh, this is not good. There are various kinds of road. There's single track tarmac, double track tarmac. Okay, we just lost a comfort point there, you see. Top right, cut 4 comfort pips. We just lost one because of that aggressive turn. But I'm just trying to get rid of the cops right now. So what happens is when we drop this person off, they will pay a certain amount of money and we'll get a bonus if we drive them Oh, the cops are just there, look. It just fully reset the bar. Are you kidding me? When we drop them off, we'll get a varying comfort bonus. So the way this is going, we'll probably get no bonus at all, but I'll show you that when we get there. It'll break it down. Top right, it shows you how many spaces you've got, how many seats, if you like. Oh dear, not good. So 2 of 4 seats. I've never been able to pick up more than 1 taxi passenger yet, though. That's the problem. So I'm not sure how you do that. If I've got a person in the taxi and I try to pick up another person, it just says you've already got a job. So I'm hoping in the future they'll maybe add taxi runs that will have multiple people or something like that. But at the moment it just seems to be 1 person. Bear in mind, as I said, this is very early access. But there's a lot of fun and there's a lot of stuff you can do here. Bottom left there, it says we just level up to level 30 driver. Oh, I don't think she liked that. So that means I can now there are certain things. I think there's a bus that I couldn't take. The big expensive bus, I couldn't drive it because I wasn't driver level 30. So I can now do that. But you can see we're 1.8 kilometers away. So Try and go easy on the corner. We are almost there. And then top left, it shows my Jeff. It says level 3 taxi, almost level 4. So by the time we do this, Jeff should be level 4 in the taxi. This is one of the sports cars you just saw on the left. They're pretty good. Again, take them to the tuning shop. We'll talk about the economy later, but the economy at the moment is, I think, needs some adjustment. Some of the things I don't think you get paid enough money for, and some of the item upgrades are perhaps a little bit too expensive. But like I say, oh dear, yeah, all the comfort points are going. It is very early days in that sense. I kind of expected when I was doing trucking that when I got to articulated trucks I'd be able to make insane amounts of money. Turns out I was wrong about that. I can make decent money, but I can more or less make more money by doing buses, which is a bit weird to me. Right. Let's see if I can... Oh, I lost all my points. Lost even just lost the last one right at the end.
Thank you very much.
So, we lost 33% because we're not the owner of this taxi. If we owned it or rented it, that wouldn't happen. We didn't get any bonus for comfort, but we did level up to level 4. Now, if you don't own the vehicle and then you refuel it, let me show you this. So if I stop here and I go to refuel, it'll say the cost is 90, but it says the vehicle owner pays the bill. So I fill up and it doesn't charge me because I'm not the owner, if that makes sense. Right, so currently we're on the west part of the island here. We just pulled up over there, by the way. There's the taxi over there. So we're at this truck center. It's like a warehouse, right? Now, there's parking spaces. If I press up on the D-pad, I can summon a vehicle. So I only own one vehicle, Stinger, which is a car, but I can summon it for 300 gold to bring it right where I am, where I need it. If I had a truck, I could summon the truck, etc. This is a pickup truck, so if I try to enter it, I'll say drive. If I drive this now and pick up a job from over here, I don't own this vehicle, but it lets me drive it. And if I take one of these deliveries, so they've got all these items down here, this is the amount they have, and this is how many I can load. If you click on one of them, it shows you like a preview of how it fits in. So you can see we could potentially load 2 of them. So if I click on load and then load again, I've loaded both of them, yeah? And if I now drive it 7 kilometers, so from here, I need to deliver it to here, that'll be programmed to my sat-nav. I'll get paid 1,053 gold. However, I'll lose about 30% because I don't own the vehicle. I'll just unload that because I don't actually want to do the job. But you get the idea. So different stuff, you know, I can't even fit that one. Different stuff is of different size. I could grab 1, 2, 3 of these and then maybe try and fit something else in like that, yeah? 2 different jobs, both going to very similar destinations. And I could drop both of them and get paid. Let me just reverse that here. Alternatively as well, you can, once you get the driver level, and I do have the driver level, you can hook the trailer up, and it says the landing gear is lowered, you have to exit the vehicle and interact with it. Euro truck, pay attention. I can get out of my vehicle, and I can walk over to here and toggle what it calls the landing gear. Yeah, and this happens on the articulated trailers as well. And then get back in my vehicle. Now, when I go to pick up a job, I can load into the back of that thing as well, because I've now got more carrying capacity. However, I can't remember what level driver you have to be, but that doesn't come straight away. You've got to do a couple of levels. This is like a flatbed, so this is one of the other vehicles. Again, if I drive this, I don't own it. I'll lose a percentage, but I can carry a lot more. Let me get out there. And carry a lot more in this thing. It's starting to get late in the day. When you start a session, you can decide how long you want the day-night cycle to be. Normally, by default, it's 30 minutes. I've set it to 60 minutes, but even so, the sun is going down, and it will become nighttime shortly. I'll show you a little bit of nighttime, but I'll also show you how to skip the night if you don't want it. You can buy homes around the place, but they are very expensive. Your default home is down here, and you can teleport back for 100 gold. So we'll do that, because I want to show you the main town. Main town's got a lot of stuff. Now, this is you. This is Jeff. I don't get why you've got a clone, but, you know, he's very happy about that. So this is your house, if you like. These are your parking areas. This is where you can summon your vehicles. Bottom of the screen there, where it says X, if you press X, you've basically got a flashlight. If I press X, there we go. You've got like a flashlight, you've got an extended flashlight, which is a slightly brighter one, and you've got a cable, what do they call it? A cargo strap. Thank you. I'll show you how to use that later. We'll need it because you need to secure cargo when you do certain jobs. That's an ambulance. You can do ambulance jobs, but you have to be quite a high-ish level to do them. And I don't think they pay amazingly well. Now, as well as just walking over and jumping in vehicles and driving them, you can also go and hire things, right? So we'll go to the car dealer down the road. To this way, in fact. At the car dealer, they don't just allow you to buy and rent cars. You can buy and rent other things, often pickup trucks, sports cars. And at the other car dealers, for example, I think there's one here. At this car dealer, you can hire big trucks as well. So if you want... Whoa. Not sure what's going on there. If you want to do big trucks, that's the place to go. There's my car. Jeff's car. I'll show you the tuning in a second, by the way. There's so much to show you, but it's a first look video, so I can't show you everything. But here's the taxi. So if you go over to this, you can buy that taxi outright for 12 grand. So if you click up, it'll go buy or rent. So I could buy that taxi for 12 grand, or I can rent it for 12 gold every 10 minutes. So you know what? I'm just going to buy it, just to show you that. So that thing is now completely mine. Any jobs that I do in this, I will not be charged a fee. However, when I fill it up on fuel, that's going to be all on me. If I take it to that box over there, I can sell it. You don't need to worry about starting and stopping your engine either. It doesn't seem to burn fuel when you're out of the car, so don't worry about that. Also, when you're renting, if I was to go and say, I don't know, let's rent this sports car, 300 grand sports car. If I was to go in here and click on rent, yeah, it says I'm paying top right there, rental in 9 minutes. In 9 minutes' time, I will get charged the rental fee, yeah? However, when I get out of the vehicle, the clock stops. I am no longer renting that. So bear that one in mind, which is quite a useful thing to know. There's a pickup truck, which you can do recovery missions in. However, you more or less have to drive around the map trying to work out where the broken down cars are. The way to do it is when you're driving along, if you happen to see like a broken down car here, when you get back finishing your job, just drive out there on a rented pickup and grab him. You get paid pretty well, but it's not worth driving around looking for jobs, if you see what I mean. So what we'll do is we'll make it... Actually, you know what? I'll just take the car into the tuning shop because I'm sure you want to see that. And then we'll make it nighttime. And then I want to show you the bus runs because they're quite cool. And I'll show you the trucks and that all should be it for the whole video. So if you drive it into here... Go to the garage. You can repair the car if there's a problem with it. You can paint it, so you can go into the body. You can change all the paint scheme however you want, put a racing stripe on, etc. Change the car. Not that one. That's the one we want to tune. There you go, powertrain. So you can adjust the powertrain. We can change the engine. So we've currently got a 140 installed. Some of the parts, like I say, are very pricey, but they do give you an idea of how much extra power you can grab. You can change things like the gear ratios. You can add a limited slip diff if you want to. Stage 1 turbocharger. The only thing I'd say is the engine audio at the moment is not accurate. They're not even that different from car to car. That is definitely a work in progress. Don't be expecting to add a turbocharger and then suddenly hear a turbo whine. It's not there yet. Tires, you can of course add different kinds of tires that you want. Wheels, change the wheeling. But there's a lot to go through here, and even I've not been through most of it, to be fair. Trailer hitch, taxi license. This is the interesting one. So you can basically soup up a car so it's really quick, and then buy a taxi license for it and go and do taxi runs in it, which means you'll be able to do them a lot quicker and get paid more money, which is kind of awesome. Anyway, that's the tuning. You can bring a truck in there as well. So you can see right now, let's put my little flashlight on. You can see right now it's come to nighttime. And it doesn't rain in the game. Hang on, does it rain in the game? No, actually, I think it might rain in the game. I'm trying to think. It's very rare, but I've got a feeling I've seen rain or mist. One of the two. I can't remember. It's usually quite nice weather, though. But you can see the lighting is pretty good. And if you're... Let me tell you, if you're taking a truck up this twisty road at night, it's quite challenging. And that begs the question, what's the driving physics like? And the driving physics is actually pretty decent. Let me show you. I'll jump in a bus and I'll show you, you know, that the suspension works and that kind of thing. Right, so let me just jump through here. You know what, I should probably make it daytime really, shouldn't I? That bus there, which is the biggest bus in the game, I have been unable to drive up until now, but because I've hit level 30, I can now drive it. So I can now drive any bus in the game. But what I did on the way was I did small bus runs and then eventually moved up to this one. This is a good one. And then there was this one, and then I went to the school bus. The difference between this and this is the school bus is a bit quicker turning and carries, I think, one passenger less than that one. So the school bus is quite good. And you can do the school run. The school run takes you from here all the way to the school, which I think is there somewhere, and then back. And that's quite lucrative on money. But initially, you'll be doing it in this little VW camper van. Let's make it daytime because I can't really show you things properly. So what you can do is you can just quickly run over to your house, and then you can go to bed and then wake up when you want to. So let's get out of the way of him. You can't die. You can't get injured. Of course, you can get fined for doing naughty things. So we'll go here. So you just do this, and then it goes through the night. Currently, there's no ability to take what I would call illegal things. So you can't, you know, you can't take narcotics or weapons. Or there's none of that in the game. It's been requested for it to be added to the game so that you can take a risk and get some extra cash, but at the risk of being caught by the police. That's been requested, but currently it's not in the game. Anyway, so it's daytime now. We'll quickly run back and jump inside a bus, and I'll show you what I mean by the school run. It's quite fun, the school run. Tell you what, let's take the big Chonga bus, because I've not actually driven this one yet. Jump in that. There we go. So we go drive. Now, it's not ours, so we are going to lose money in that sense, but there's different routes that you can take. This is the ring. This is the island ring. It's quite fun doing that when you first play the game, because you'll get to see the island a little bit. But the one I like going for the shortest one with the highest number of packs on it. So, for example, this one here is 6 kilometers long, but it has like a lot of passengers on it. The downside is we've got to drive from here all the way up here just to even get on that circuit. That's the ring route. We'll do that one just because it's small, but we're not going to get many packs on it. That is actually, we'll do the school run because I want to show you the school run. The school run is quite profitable. It's got 52 packs on it over 12 kilometers. So we select that. And what will happen is we need to open our door. So we press up on the D-pad.
Hello. Hello.
And packs will start to get in. There's some of them in there, you see. Not too many, interestingly. Thought we'd get more than that. So we can put our lights on if you want. You can't run people over currently, so don't worry about that. We can put it into sport mode. Let him go. Right, so this particular route begins by... there's a few stops here in the town, and we'll start to get some more passengers now. The capacity of this bus is 49, which is huge. Previous to that, you could only do like 27 or 28 in the other big buses. So like I say, this is a big capacity bus, which means a lot of money, I think. I think this is probably a better earner than the trucking, which makes me a little bit sad in a way. By the way, the school bus is way better at turning than this. Because I would love the articulated... Oh, God. I would love the articulated truck to be a cracking earner. Because that would really appeal to my Euro trucking side of me.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Not all of them getting on, are they? Okay. This reminds me like an American Greyhound bus or something. But you can see the driving physics. You can see the suspension bouncing around. If we go into first person, obviously it's not the most amazing cockpit ever, but it's not bad. And certainly when you're driving down twisty roads and stuff, and the suspension's screaming at you and the tires are sliding, actually, it's pretty decent physics for what it is. But I'm sure all that would improve. Funnily enough, off the main menu, you can also vote. You get like 4 or 5 votes a day, and you can vote for features that you want. So there's like a list of features that have been submitted, feature requests for the game, and you can go and upvote them once a day to try and get the dev to put in things that you want. The cement mixer's a lot of fun. There's actually a tipper truck that you can drive northeast of the island. You can drive like aggregate, sand and stuff, down to the mixing factory, and then you can jump in the cement mixer and then drive cement and deliver that. So there's actually some fun jobs that you can do. But really, this game is all about driving pleasure. That's what it is. It's just about having fun. You can jump in the same map with your friends, but hard for you to currently work on the same jobs. The actual company structure is a bit rudimentary, so it has been requested that, you know, you can create a logistics company, if you like, and then all of you work for it and that kind of thing, but it's not really there yet, so don't expect too much in that regard. At the moment, what you get for your money, effectively, you're going to get an island, a whole bunch of vehicles for you to drive, multiple levels of skill to pass through in taxi, busing, trucking, racing, that kind of thing. And just a fun game that while you're playing the radio or just listen to some music, just go driving, occasionally get chased by the cops for no apparent reason. Break the law, have fun with it, customize your vehicles, and accept that it is early access with, you know, a lot of potential, I think. Crikey, mate, leave it out. Come on. Oh my god. The other thing I've noticed about the cops, this guy's not giving up. The other thing I've noticed about the cops is you can more or less commit any crime if you're behind them. But if you're in front of them, they'll see it. I've driven behind cops, speeding, going over all the lines, through the red lights, and I've even rammed them from behind and they're not bothered. But the moment I drive in front of them, the blues go on and they try to arrest me. But yeah, this is essentially the game right now. This is what Motorhome is. It's about earning money, moving goods around the map, moving people around the map, gaining money and level, and just customizing things, and having a lot of fun just driving around. It's a relaxing game. It doesn't impose too much on you. It's not stressful to play. It's just a real laugh, and it's not very expensive, I don't think, either. I think I paid about £11 on Steam, probably about $15 or something. Pretty cheap. But yeah, you can see the suspensions there. You've definitely got suspension in the game. It tracks your... Oh god, I'm about to overheat the engine. It tracks your maximum speed in each vehicle and lets you know when you're breaking your own personal record. Notice, however, that the gear is stuck in 5th. If I press the A key, not the A key, that's the wrong one, the Y key, it'll go to 6. I've noticed when you put it in sport mode, what it does is it puts the engine into the red line and then doesn't change up a gear, which then causes it to overheat. It's a bit frustrating. You can manually shift with X and Y on the controller, but in sport mode, you've just got to keep your eye on the engine temperature. Right, so that's where we're going, so we'll just, you know, beware of going on grass, by the way. You can easily get completely stuck on grass, so just bear it in mind. Some of the, like the concrete truck on grass is not the best. You'll often find yourself getting stuck. You can get a recovery, but it does cost you money. You can't lock the diff either, if you're wondering that. You can't do things like locking the differential. What a great way to pick up school kids.
Hello. Hello.
Okay. So yeah, we've got 25 packs on board. We're on 75,000 gold. I'll drive this up to the destination and we'll see what we get paid. You can obviously drive the return journey as well. It is literally a loop, so you can just keep doing this. And weirdly enough, passengers appear all the way through the day. So even though you're doing a school run, they seem to be open 24 hours a day. So whether that'll get patched out in the future, I don't know. But I just want to show you one delivery run, and then we'll switch to a truck. I'll show the truck, and then we'll call it a day. All right, we're coming up to the... This is actually the school now, so this is where most of the packs will get off and get on again. So you should see... We should get paid a decent amount of money, because they pay when they get to the destination, so we'll see what happens. You should see a log of the money at the bottom in the chat as well.
Thank you.
Hello. Thank you.
Let's see what they do.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Hello.
There you go. So 3,360 gold and 236 driver XP for being a bus driver, effectively. And then the bus has now got 17 new packs, which want to go all the way back again. The cool thing about the game is it doesn't lock you into completing that job. You can just jump out now and do something else, right? The game doesn't force you in that sense. It just lets you do what you want. And you know, whilst it doesn't make sense from a logistical perspective, I kind of appreciate the freedom that it gives you. These bus stops here weren't on this route, but they will be on different routes. So let's see where we are. We're up here. What I actually want to do is go up to here and just show you some of the trucking stuff that you can do. Right, so we're up here, this car dealer in the northeast part of the map. I also just want to briefly show you that. We'll show you that when I get a truck in a second. We'll go over to here to the airport and the harbour. It's pretty cool down there. You might appreciate the scenery if nothing else. But you can see this is where you come when you want to sort of buy either tipper trucks or flatbeds. Like the box ones are good because you don't need to secure any cargo in the back. If you take a flatbed, you'll need to use your cargo strap there. And as soon as the stuff spawns at the back, just get on here and press that Y key there, get the cargo strap, click on it, and it'll strap it down. If you don't, it'll go flying. You don't need to do that with the box truck. With the tipper truck, obviously, you're going to fill with aggregate. There's only certain places you can get aggregate, and it doesn't really tell you where you can get stuff from, which is a slight frustration. Same with this thing. Where you take stuff for this to the mixer factory, that's where you then get the cement to drive on and deliver that. This is a tractor unit, and then this is the better tractor unit, which I think... No, I can't quite drive yet because I need to have driver level 15. So, Jeff, top left though, Jeff is generic driver level 31, but trucking level is only 12. So I need to get my trucking to 15 before I can drive that. What I can do is buy or rent one of these tractor units at 120 every 10 minutes. So if we rent that, this is now ours. And what we can do is we can now take jobs that involve trailers. So what I'll do is I'll drive round to the harbour, which I know has trailer units that we can take jobs for, and I'll show you how that works. It does behave a little bit differently. With normal cargo, you take it to its destination and drop it off. When you've got a trailer, generally you need to drive the trailer back as well, but you will get paid the same amount of money when you bring the trailer back. So it's kind of like one of those old bottle recycling schemes where you bring the bottle back and you get money back. It's a bit like that. You bring the trailer back and you basically get paid again. So it incentivizes you to do that. But in terms of trailers, there's like flatbed trailers you can take stuff with. There's ones that have like containers on the back, and there's also tanks so that you can move liquids around. But you know, we'll get to the docks and have a look. So we're almost at the docks. You can see them there, but there's a feature I haven't shown you. So if you bring up the map, what you can do, you can right-click anywhere, and it will set it as a waypoint destination. And then if you look at the right above the speedos, the controls there, LB plus Y autopilot. That's actually cruise control. So LBY puts us into cruise control. Now we're steering, but it's doing the speed. And then if I press page up, I can increase the speed or decrease the speed. Alternatively, what's the AI doing here? This junction, I'm not joking, this junction always has problems at the moment. So you can put it in cruise control for speed, or, watch this, LB plus Y once, twice. Now it goes into autopilot. I have now taken my hands off the controller, and it is completely on autopilot. So now it's gone full Tesla self-driving mode. It's slow, and, you know, I don't know if you can trust it to drive across the entire island, but it's an interesting feature. Because in theory, you could set your autopilot for a drop on the other side of the island, go off and make a cup of tea, and when you come back, it might just have driven most of that journey for you. Food for thought. But anyway, we'll cancel that because it's going to take forever. So here's the docks, and you can probably see, oh god, you can probably see the trailers there that we could that we can use. Now there are trucks there, but like I say, if you use them, you're not renting them or buying them, and they will take a 30% cut. But we've got flatbeds and we've got tanks here that we can take. It's quite a big dock. It's also a racetrack, this thing, so you can actually use it as a racetrack. What we'll do, let's grab a tank. Let's grab a tanker, and I'll show you that. So you basically reverse up to it, like so, and then hook the trailer, and then remember, you will have to get out, walk over here, and retract the legs on it, like so, and get back in your truck, and then you want to drive over to this pickup point here, and we'll see what the jobs are. It's not very conveniently laid out, this thing, but, you know. Anyways, put the brake on. So press it up to pick up delivery. And you can see this thing, if we drive it, where's the distance? So that one's got a destination down the west coast. They have 100. It's paying 242. So we can click load. And you can see, I think we take 25, I think. No, 20. There you go. So we're going to take 20 of these, paying 242. So what's that? 2.5 grand times 2. So it's about 5 grand. I would expect more money from that. Remember, I did that bus run and we got paid 4 grand just for taking a bunch of kids down the road. This is only paying a little bit more. So it's not, I don't know if it needs adjusting, maybe. Or maybe I should be able to take a lot more than 20 units. I don't know. On the one hand, if it pays way too much money, you very quickly have little to do because you'll be earning silly money. On the other hand, it doesn't seem to be within scale, if you see what I mean, with all the other jobs that you can do. So I think bus journeys at the moment are either OP and this is not, or this just needs a boost. Bear it in mind. But it is fun. You have got the whole driver physics to deal with. The problem with the truck is the default truck here, this tractor unit, is a bit underpowered. The school bus, I can blast around the island relatively quickly and earn very good money. This thing, as you can see, is struggling. We'll put it into sport mode. This is struggling, and if you try to take this across the middle of the island where it's quite hilly, you're gonna need a bit of time on your hands because it's not the quickest thing in the world. So bear that in mind as well. Maybe the Kenworth is a lot better, but this tractor unit is not great. And if you want to buy one, you can't get a loan. This is the other thing. I'd kind of like the ability to get a loan because I'd like to buy a tractor unit and then customize it, yeah? I'd like to buy one, then put a better engine in it so I can operate effectively and then go out. I can't, I'm not going to upgrade something I'm renting, but the default vehicle is just underpowered. So that's perhaps something that needs to look at, is the ability to borrow money, perhaps. Anyway, so I'll drive this over there and I'll show you what happens when we deliver. All right, we are approaching destination. It took a little while to get here. I was overheating the engine a bit, but you'll probably recognize it. We came here earlier. Destination, because we've got fuel, of course. Destination's a fuel station. Oh, look, that's the taxi I left. That's the other thing. It doesn't really despawn stuff. Like, that taxi I left right at the very beginning of making this video, and it's still there. And we've been all over and slept and stuff. And that's the other thing. If you're playing multiplayer, if you leave vehicles, they'll stay where they are, and you have to either go and get them or summon them. Right, fuel pump. No, we don't do that. What I've just done there is pull up at the fuel filling place and not at the fuel drop-off place. There we go, yeah. So you get a whole load of 242 gold. Right, what else can we show you? I think we're almost done here, aren't we? So that is more or less it for a first look video anyway. Obviously there's a lot more to the game, but I'll just quickly show you the hitchhiker thing. So you just pull up wherever you see the thumb. It'll say, I want to go here, can you give me a ride? Okay. Unlike the taxi jobs, you can take more than one of these if you so choose. You just got to bear in mind that firstly they don't pay, and secondly they might go to very, very different places. Like for example, this one here is probably going to go Actually, no, it's gone that way. Okay.
Thank you.
So you've got 2 people on board. They don't really have any requirements because, well, they're hitchhikers. They're not paying anyway, right? So what you can then focus on doing, really, is just getting them there as quickly as you can. The only real benefit for you, apart from having a lot of fun, I guess, is driver XP. You're not going to get paid money, but it will contribute to your overall XP. And also, you get chased by the cops like this. But, you know, this is what the game really is about. It's just having a lot of fun with vehicles. Get yourself into multiplayer, get some friends in here, and just have a blast with it while you drive away. But, you know, I'll be honest with you, in solo player, it's just as fun. There's so many things that you can focus on doing. Just, you know, don't expect too much from an early access game, which definitely needs some work and some balance. But it's stable. Like, it's working really well.
Thank you.
There you go. So there you go. We get a little chunk of XP. Level up, level 32. Goodwill, 100 XP. So, yeah. That, as they say, is that. That's my first look video of Motor... Is it called Motorhome? I keep getting the wrong name for this thing. What's it called? Motortown. Not Motorhome. Motortown. Did I say Motortown at the start? I really hope I did. Motortown behind the wheel. Indie game. Available on Steam. Bit of a blast. Bit of a laugh. Hope you enjoy it. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. And I shall see you on the next one. Take care, guys. Happy driving.